Good evening, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the channel. If you've not been here before, my name is Elizabeth, and I am your friendly hillbilly host, and this is Hillbilly Crime. So, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. We have a really great chat and we have a really interesting show tonight. Witchy woman. Yeah, who knows about the witchy woman? Ooh, let's see. That is such a good song. Ooh, witchy woman. Sounds interesting. Reminds me of the song. Yes. I was singing Witchy Woman when I seen this. Ain't that cool? Sparks fly from her fingertips. Absolutely. I love that song too. Hello, welcome to Hillbilly Crime. Please hit that like button on your way in. It helps the channel so much. It helps us get to new viewers, and we are almost to 10,000, y'all. Almost to 10,000. I can't believe it. Which reminds me, so one thing we're going to do on Sunday is we're going to have a marathon. We're going to have a Hillbilly Crime marathon to get us to 10,000 subscribers. So we're going to have all kinds of stories on Sunday. I don't know how many hours we're going to do it. I'm thinking maybe 8-hour marathon for Sunday. So that's going to be fun. We've been working on that today. If you are not a member, please consider becoming one. It's free to subscribe and it's free to hit that like button. Thank you all for being here and thank you all for being members. Our membership has you can come into our Discord. We have a Discord set up for Hillbilly Crime. And we are fixing it up to where we're going to stream videos in there. We're going to have a great time. So if you are a member and you have not gotten the Discord link yet, send me an email, hillbillycrime@gmail.com, and we will get you the Discord link. If you can't afford to become a member, that's okay. We've got ways that you can still participate. You can be one of our diggers. So still send me an email and we will fix you right up. Okay, so a little tease for tonight. We got a Kentucky actress turned witch. Brewing up more than just trouble in Kentucky, and a rugged out mama who did the absolutely unthinkable. So y'all just better settle in, grab you a drink, and it's going to be a wild ride tonight. Sweet Tater will be here after a while. She had a some kind of a class or a meeting that was going a little bit late. I vote for the jam session at the end of Freebird as the ending music for your show. Oh, that's great. I wish we could. I really wish we could. Where is everyone tonight? Well, we got plenty. We got 141 in here right now. So let's hit that like button, please. I said last night we were shooting for 1,000. I think we got about half that. So tonight we're shooting for 1,000 likes. All right, let's see. Remember to watch what you say in chat. Be respectful. No caps, please. Thank you. Yes, be respectful. We can agree to disagree on any topic. Hey, Yuns. Hey, Jessica. Miss Stacy. Hi, everyone. Cat Lover 33's in the house. My dog Rex. Loyal. Always here. Mama Duck. Best mod in the business. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hillbilly Crime. All right, Stephen, thank you. If anybody gets gifted a membership, also, um, Mama Duck told me that you don't necessarily have to hit that join button for them to gift you a membership. All you have to do is make sure that you have your gifts turned on in your settings. So just go into your settings and make sure that you have your gifting turned on so that you can receive gifts. And that way you can be gifted a membership. Hi, Elizabeth in chat. Witchy Woman, such a catchy song. Sure is. I'm late. Hopefully, you ain't missed a thing, honey. You ain't missed a thing. We're just coming in. All right. So let's see. You know, one of the things that we've been talking about lately is the rug abuse, that goes on. And it's not just here in these mountains. This epidemic, this crisis has hit every single family, I think, in the country. If it has not affected you personally, then it has probably affected one of your loved ones. And if not a loved one in your immediate family, then maybe a coworker or someone. I think we all know somebody who has struggled with addiction. And it seems to me like the eras are changing. I'm not too sure what it was before my generation came about. I guess maybe it would be snow cane and stuff. I guess the 80s it was the hard form of snow cane in some places. But they're everywhere. My generation came and it was the opioid. It was the opioid time. And then whenever they started treating and really started coming down hard in the with law enforcement, with the task forces, and they started arresting doctors and started making some consequences out there for the people that were flooding our communities with it. Well, then they started getting harder to find. Doctors weren't prescribing medicine like they were before. And so people started getting cut off of their medicine, even people who were in pain, elderly people who had chronic illnesses and maybe had been on pain medication for a very long time. A lot of those people who really had legitimate pain problems and needed some kind of maintenance, they really struggled because they couldn't get their medicine anymore. And so I think one of the things that I've heard a lot of people say is that whenever they had so much physical pain that they were dealing with from whatever the cause, a lot of people migrated to the amphetamines because I've heard them say that it helped their pain. It took their pain away. Alan, let that cat out, please. And so that, I'm sure, had a big population of people that was in that bunch. And then you had people that was just doing it for the effects, just doing it for the addiction, for whatever purpose. But I have heard several people say that needed pain medicine, couldn't get into pain clinics, stuff like that. So now, and from what I've also learned through a lot of experience and research, is that this stuff that they're doing today, like, it's different. Like, they're making it different. The different chemicals that they make it up with are completely different than what it was 20 years ago or longer, even 5 years ago. I remember when it really first became a big problem. You'd see people walking up and down the highways shaking a pop bottle, and that's what they were doing. It was shake and bake or something, and these people were making it walking down the highway, and if you didn't know, well, you'd never know what they were doing. And I've said this many times before, whatever's in it, and it's all different. Like, you don't know what you're getting. You're really taking your life into your own hands when you do some of these rugs that are going around nowadays, because you just can't trust what's in it. You don't know. You have no idea. It may look like a regular pharmaceutical that came from the pharmacy, but they've got pressers. They've got machines that they can press it and make it look just like it came out of a pharmacy. And a little piece of it, and you're gone. Well, a lot of this stuff is really affecting the mind. I've said it several times. This stuff that I'm seeing people on now, even once they stop doing it, it only takes one time for it to absolutely damage their brain beyond repair. And so I've seen people go years and finally kind of come back some, but I've seen others that quit and they never did come back. They were permanently damaged. And I've seen others who seem to bounce back a little bit better than others. It's just awful, y'all. This stuff is just absolutely unbelievably bad. So you've got how crime, and that's what this show is about. It's about crime. And when that is mixed with mental illness, rugs, and other dark influences, people can go down real terrifying paths and take their whole family with them. I cover these stories not just because they're shocking, but because they show how far some folks can fall. And trust me, I know all about coming back from the gutter and from the darkness myself. Most of us do, if we're really honest. If you're breathing, there's still time to turn things around. But tonight we're talking about people who didn't. Okay, so we are going to look at this first case here. Let me pull it up. All right. Daughter arrested after authorities find her mom's dismembered remains and unidentified body parts cooked in a pot. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. Tiffany Fields, this was published October 11th, 2024. So this just happened a couple months ago. Tiffany Fields' dismembered body parts were found in her home by a maintenance worker. A Kentucky woman is under arrest after authorities found her mother dead and dismembered in the victim's home earlier this week. The mother was found dead in her Robertson County, Kentucky home on Wednesday, October 9th, by the Kentucky State Police, the department said in a statement. State police did not name the victim, but she was identified as Tiffany Fields by several news outlets, including WKYT and the Curry Journal and Lexington 18. Police arrested Torilena May Fields, 32, from the home where she'd allegedly been holed up for nearly 12 hours after authorities initially tried to make contact with her, per the KSP statement. Early in afternoon on Wednesday, Police were notified about a dismembered body by a man hired by Trudy who had gone to the residence to work on the property. KSP officials said, according to the Courier Journal, when no one answered the door, the man went to the backyard where he found Trudy's dismembered body, KSP officials said. Reported citing troopers' statements and an arrest citation. The man told dispatchers that he also found a pile of hair he believes belonged to the victim. The witness alleged that he was at the residence the previous day when Torilena was casting spells on them and being confrontational, according to the arrest citation. In its statement, the KSP stated that the suspect did not respond to troopers' initial attempts to contact her, but they were able to get a search warrant for the property. When Torilena finally emerged from the house, she was covered in blood, KSP officials said. Police say they found a bloodied mattress next to the body of Trudy. The mattress was folded, and police found multiple body parts and organs inside of it, the KSP said. Once inside the residence, police found body parts they believed had been cooked in the oven. This is her mom, y'all. Cooked in the oven inside a pot that was still warm, according to the arrest citation. My gosh. According to the KSP statement, Torilena is being charged with obstructing governmental operations, tampering with physical evidence, and abuse of a corpse. She may face further charges as the investigation proceeds. Online court records did not indicate plea or attorney information. Okay, let's see what this YouTube is.
Welcome to the Waiverhood.
The Wayfair vibe at our place.
Kentucky State Police is painting a disturbing picture. A Mount Olivet woman argues she was casting spells when a body believed to be Tiffany Fields was found outside the home. A contractor says he began looking for Fields when she didn't answer the door. He followed drag marks in the grass to find multiple blood-stained items and a dismembered body. He adds he saw a pile of hair that he believed belonged to the homeowner. When troopers arrived at the home on Briarly Ridge Road, they say they removed a pot from inside the oven. Inside were human body parts. The gruesome news has shaken the small town.
Around here, you hear of certain people, like domestic violence cases and stuff like that, but I've never heard of something so awful. And when I first heard about it, I was extremely shocked. Everyone was shocked. No one could believe that something like that happened this close.
The contractor told police he saw Fields and her daughter, 32-year-old Torilena Fields, a day earlier. He adds Torilena was being confrontational that day, and the two were the only ones at the house.
Trudy Fields' home is up this long driveway. There's a house across the street, but it's a pretty remote area. Kentucky State Police and family are at the property now.
And that's why everyone was really shocked about it, because you don't hear about that in small towns like this. It's usually big cities.
KSP say Torilena was the only one at the house when they arrived. They used tear gas after she refused to leave the residence. She appeared to have blood on her face, hands, and clothing. Torilena is charged with obstructing governmental operations, tampering with physical evidence, and abuse of a corpse.
I've experienced stuff like this myself, not, as bad as this, but like domestic violence and stuff like that. And you just, from the outside, you don't see it because everybody keeps on a happy face and you just never know what's going on.
In Mount Olivet, Paige Barnes, Local 12 News.
Hey there. Yeah, you could stop watching right now, but let's be honest.
Okay. Unreal, y'all. I don't know. It didn't say anything about rugs. in this case, but it's kind of the first place that my mind goes, honestly, with something like this. Okay, Kentucky woman accused of cooking her mother had an alternate identity. And this was on October 15th. Okay, let me stop that. I'll kick us off of there because it makes my thing lag. Okay. As the investigation into a Kentucky mother's gruesome death unfolds, we've continued to learn more about the woman allegedly responsible. Torilena Fields, 32, was arrested on October 9th after an 11-hour standoff with Kentucky State Police. Court documents detail that her arrest came after the mutilated, decapitated, eviscerated, and dismembered body of her mother, Trudy Fields, was discovered at the Briarly Ridge Road home in Mount Olivet. However, many knew her by another name, Naomi Navarre. On Monday, Fox 56 News learned more about Torilena's life in California under the alias. Who is Torilena Fields? We see a little girl with classic blonde curls playing the piano. She was an amazing piano player. Olivia Brock, Torilena's cousin, told Fox 56. She had the chickens, and I mean, she grew up around horses, sports. I mean, just a country girl. Like I said, bouncy little blonde curls. Torilena, also known as Tori, graduated from Bracken County High School in 2011, according to a yearbook database. She was a member of the track and field team, Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America, and was voted biggest flirt. In the BCHS class of 2011 yearbook, Torilena's parents celebrated her accomplishments, decorated with baby photos and a message that read, "We love you and wish you the best and brightest future." Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Love and prayers always, Mom, Dad, and family. In a senior spotlight, Torilena wrote that she aspired to become a famous singer and shock the world. Life is what it is. There are two types of people in the world: those who are forgotten and those who are remembered. I choose to be remembered. Torilena Fields, senior quote, BCHS class of 2011. Jay Blanton, a University of Kentucky spokesperson, told Fox 56 she was enrolled at the university in 2015, but did not finish her degree. However, an old friend, Brandon Shankle, recalls their friendship at Morehead State University. It was 2013 in an English 101 class when Shankle said he met Torilena for the first time. He remembers Tori as a fitness enthusiast who was outgoing, funny, and friendly. Just nothing really bothered her. She was very outgoing, energetic, though funny. Okay, Shankle said. I wouldn't say we were best friends forever, but, we were close enough that when I heard this news, I was just stunned. That's not the person that I knew. Shankle told Fox 56 that he studied criminology and didn't pick up on any red flags when they were classmates. So it's just one of the things that kind of comes out of left field and shocks you. It really turned my stomach because, it's so barbaric and gruesome. After college, Torilina's family told Fox 56 that she moved to California in hopes of becoming a model, actress, artist, and singer. It was there she began going by the name Naomi Navarre. Who is Naomi Navarre? On Monday, an indictment revealed that Torilena also went by the name Naomi Navarre. Naomi presented herself as an influencer and had several social media accounts dedicated to modeling, acting, art, fitness, and nutrition. She was a pretty little girl there by that picture. But when you look at the photos, it's not the girl that Schenkel remembers. He described the images as obscure, depicting Torilena donning what appears to be a red wig with bangs. I know the character that she was presenting, which I assume that's like an alternate identity she had, Schenkel told Fox 56. You know, when I look at that social media profile of hers, I'm like, that's not the Tori I knew in college. Everybody changes, y'all, and nobody's who you think they are. According to IMDb, Naomi is known for her roles in the 2019 films The Desert Project and A Dance Story. But in California, Torilena's family said that everything changed. She was an actress and doing her thing out there. And I guess we were told a couple of months ago that she was in a bad motorcycle accident and sustained a brain injury, Olivia told Fox 56. And was, I guess, wandering around Cali. Didn't know her name. Didn't know where she belonged. I guess people were trying to get her help down there and couldn't get it done. So that's when Trudy stepped in to help. Schenkel noted that Naomi hasn't been active on her Instagram account since 2022 and said she could have been facing some sort of conflict in the time that's passed. From California to Kentucky. Family members said that she returned home to Robertson County in August, and when she did, it came as a surprise to everybody. It was a surprise to all of us that she was back here, and we think that Trudy was trying to help her with whatever she had going on mentally. Todd Brock, Torilena's uncle, said that after the news of his sister's death, Torilena was unrecognizable. I think somebody has lost control of their mind, Todd told Fox 56. Satanism or something had her brainwashed. Whatever witchcraft is, I heard she was into it, but the girl in the mug shot, that's not the girl we know. Doesn't even look like the same girl, does it, y'all? That's her in her mugshot. That's her mugshot. Sad. The family said they're still left with a lot of questions regarding her mental state and what led to Trudy's death. How do you say I'm so sad and I want justice for my family member? But I'm so sad because is my other family member not okay? Olivia said. Family members said they plan to still attend Torilena's court appearances to remember Trudy and seek answers on how they can better support their niece and cousin. Torilena is scheduled to appear in court for a preliminary hearing. That was 8:30 in October. Man, oh man. Okay, so I will say something about that. Have you guys ever heard that sometimes when people have traumatic brain injuries, I know that a lot of times, I've heard about a lot of people who came back from the military. They might have went to war and they had traumatic brain injury. And I've heard that they got a lot more aggressive and stuff. So it might not have been rugs. That's just first place my mind automatically goes. Oh, your mom is the best co-host. She's the sweetest. Yes. Thank you. Genevieve, call me a conspiracy theorist if you'd like, but I watched a documentary the other night about why some terrorist groups are so hated. It's not so much the horrific actions as it was the refusal to. Yeah. Let's see. Most people don't come back from it. Sorry, y'all. I'm a little bit behind on my comments, but that's okay. We'll get caught up. It turns them into zombies of sorts. Yeah. Look at what it does to the teeth and body. You know it eats the brain. Great point. Great point. Cooperate with CIA and rogue operations in transport. You know, I just watched a news thing the other day that they had arrested, and he used to be on a DEA task force, and his family was like, "Why are you arresting him? He sold rugs for the task force for 10 years undercover. And then after he gets out and he sells them outside of the task force, he was like, what do y'all expect? You guys had him selling them. That's all he really knows how to do." It's a crazy argument, but it made sense. I mean, his dad was like, what's wrong with you people? Y'all taught him how to do it and had him out there doing it for 10 years. And then whenever he retires and does it for himself, then you arrest him and put him in prison. That's our government, y'all. As long as they were doing it undercover for the DEA, they were legal. Yeah, I know what's what. And people weren't putting kids in ovens. Sheesh. Kids are parents. This chick put her mom in the oven, y'all. Yeah, they sent me an email and said that they were still waiting on the body cam footage for the Mickey and Kevin thing, and that's what they were wanting me on for. So it's still on. They just haven't got the video yet. So there's no definite date for it yet. If it ever happens at all, y'all. Who knows? Do you think some of the people who weren't injured got addicted because of Eric C. Conn? Okay, so anybody who doesn't know who Eric C. Conn is, I'm pretty sure that's his name, Eric, right? He was an attorney in Pikeville, I think is where he was. And he was a Social Security attorney. Like, he got people there whenever they were denied for their Social Security. He would call Eric C. Conn. I'll get you stuff. Yep. And he was convicted of like fraud because he stole so many people's money and stuff. Let's see. Some victims from Eric C. Conn fraud scheme may get some relief, is what it says here. In Kentucky Today. This was published July 30th, 2024. Updated July 31st. Okay. From Prestonsburg, Kentucky. I'll just read it off my phone. Some people who lost their Social Security disability benefits after their then attorney, Eric C. Conn, was convicted in a $550 million fraud scheme. From these little hillbilly mountains. That's how much these fraudsters are making. Oh, yeah. And he was a lawyer, you guys. Perfect example. Perfect example. Thank you so much, Dave Clifton, for bringing this up. I had forgot about it. Against the federal government may be getting some relief, according to their current legal representation. Apple Red Legal Aid's advocacy director, Evan Smith, and attorney Ned Pillersdorf announced at a Monday meeting some positive policy changes from the Social Security Administration that will impact and provide relief to many, though not all, Conn survivors. These changes include the Social Security Administration will no longer demand or collect overpayments stemming from redeterminations of former clients of Conn. Cases that have not had a hearing will be reviewed by the Social Security Administration, and some will be determined that they do not require a hearing. We are optimistic about the policy changes from the Social Security Administration, Smith said. Potentially about 1,000 clients will no longer have a hearing, and the stakes are lowered for those who must have hearings. The Conn crisis has terrified low-income people for nearly a decade. So there were people who unalived themselves when this happened. Oh, it was a disaster. We'll have to do a whole video on it. Including the young children of primary beneficiaries who have passed away. These children can now live their life without a cloud hanging over them. He continued, this is welcome relief, though unfortunately the SSA is not changing its policies for cases that already had a hearing. Smith reminded Conn victims who still must face a redetermination hearing that the cases are tough, but some are winnable, citing a recent Apple Red legal aid client who won their case and will now receive back benefits. There's a national network advocating for you, your friends, and neighbors. I know it's easy to feel powerless in the mountains, but you are not alone. This really is an example of how a small group of committed citizens can make a difference. Hit that like button, y'all. That's right. We can make a difference together. The 63-year-old Conn pleaded guilty in 2017 to one count of theft of government money and one count of payment of gratuities in what has been described as the largest Social Security fraud scheme in history. Happened right here in the mountains of southeastern Kentucky. He was placed on home incarceration. Of course he was. Pending sentencing, but cut off his ankle bracelet and fled to Honduras. Conn was captured 6 months later and extradited back to the United States, where he was sentenced to 27 years in prison. An administrative law judge and a psychologist were also convicted on charges stemming from the scheme. That's crazy, ain't it? As allegedly Lisa says, horrible. My sons know better than to try all that. They would get is tough, old, gristle, salty, and bitter. Oops, forgot to like the button. Be right back. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Miss Mert, hello, hillbillies. I just noticed something. You look so much like a lady I watch on Suits to Boots. Her name is Jamie. If you're curious, check her out. Y'all look like sisters. I will. Thank you. That's the chick that was the actress that who wasted her talent on rugs and got herself mixed up with some pretty disturbing activities. Yeah. I wonder if she's related to Ben Fields. Hi, y'all from Texas. Altered minds. It's so demonic. Listen, it's awful. It's awful. It's sad. It's so sad. We're getting ready to watch body cam. Yeah. Sherry. Oh my God. These days, it is not only how they are made today, but also the way they are distributed. Shape of lollies in fabric and in paper. That's so true, Miss Leanne. So true. I read this. Hearing is even harder. That's some wrong turn in Texas Chainsaw Massacre mess. I know. It just keeps getting better. You can't make it up. That comes out of Kentucky. I'll add Devil's Rejects. Yes, yes, yes. New England Coast says I usually avoid chats. It seems to attract all the weirdos. Not here. This is a great group. Great job, mods. That's right. Thank you so much to our moderators. They're the best. Yep. You caught me. I couldn't help it. It was so gross. Oh, Kentucky had more than its fair of bad things happening last year. Man, I'm telling you. Absolutely. All right, so let's pull up this other one. And we're going to watch this body cam. And it's sad. Now, I ain't even going to lie. This one here, just, y'all are going to be upset. You'll be upset. But it's so much fun to talk about these cases. Ooh, Ned got the attorneys. Let me get back over there and finish reading that. Ned got the attorneys together to represent the clients caught up in it. Let me see if I can see what you said before that. There's a documentary on Eric on one of the streaming services. I can't remember which ones, but it's a good watch. Okay. I don't think I see your first part of it. Head injury, as you stated, needed to be evaluated. I saw math and had to take immediate custody of my 7-year-old granddaughter. It was a nightmare. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Sherry. I'd never seen math, yes, and that mama was saddest, scariest I'd ever seen. Yeah, it's really, really awful when you come face to face with it because it's really scary. You can't trust them. You can't turn your back on them. You better not turn your back on them because they think they get all paranoid and they think that you're going to hurt them in some way and they got to get you before you get them. Like it's pretty rough. It's pretty bad. All right. So this is the beginning. This is a law and crime. They had several different ones, but this one has all the body cam footage on it, so it's the best one.
So I know I look crazy, but I'm not crazy. I love my children. I love my boys so much. I wouldn't hurt them.
Newly released body cam footage obtained by Law and Crime is giving us a chilling new look at the investigation of Kentucky mom Tiffany Lucas, who was sentenced last week for killing her 2 young sons. And this footage shows the tense moments following the shooting deaths of the boys, as well as Lucas's bizarre initial statement she made to police. We are going to break it all down for you right now. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. Jessica. Kentucky mother Tiffany Lucas was handed 2 life sentences for the absolutely brutal murders of her young sons. 6-year-old Maurice Baker Jr. and 9-year-old Jaden Howard. And this is a case that we have talked extensively about here on Sidebar. In fact, ever since the story broke, especially since it's not every day you hear about such a senseless, unexplainable, horrific tragedy like this. But now we are talking about it again because we have new information. I should say new material. You see, we have obtained body cam footage and a 911 phone call in this case that is giving us a firsthand look at the chilling moments after Lucas fatally shot her sons inside of this home. Now, these tragic events unfolded back on November 8th, 2023, when law enforcement responded to this call from a neighbor who found the boys dead, lying on the floor with gunshot wounds. And now you can hear this 911 phone call for yourself.
My neighbor just came up to my door and just passed out, and I can't get her to wake up. She's
okay. Is she breathing?
She is.
How old is she?
I would say in her early 30s. And now she's screaming that the kids are dying. Stay here. Do we know what happened to him?
I have no idea. We just found our neighbor, the woman, their mom, just freaking out in my yard.
Okay, and how old is he?
Oh my God, he's I don't know. He's probably 6. There's blood all over the bed. There's a gun. Oh my God.
Was he shot?
I don't see a gunshot wound. There's 2 of them. They're both here. They're breathing.
Okay. There's 2 children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is she able to tell you what's going on or what happened?
No. Do you know what happened? No. She is shaking. She's on something, freaking out. I don't know. She's just laying here now on her stomach.
And not to take away from this case in any way, but I do have to take a minute to thank one of our sponsors who helps make episodes like this possible, Upside Purchase. So this is a Black Friday special, one-time only, $10 cashback bonus on your first purchase with our special code BF10. And what happens when officers arrive on scene? They find Tiffany Lucas in distress, lying face down in the neighbor's driveway. And here now is that body cam footage.
Conscious? Is she conscious? Yeah. Gotcha. Ma'am, what's your name? Huh?
Tiffany.
I can't hear you.
Tiffany.
Tiffany? Mm-hmm. All right, Tiffany, I'm going to change these handcuffs out, okay? And then I'm going to roll you over and I'm going to sit you up, all right? Make it move everything. You got your handcuffs on. Now I'm going to pick your hands up so you can take these off. Do not struggle. Do you understand me? Okay, now I want you to listen to me. I'm going to take this arm. You're going to roll this direction, okay? You're going to sit up at the same time. You understand? 1, 2, 3. Take this leg, fold it in, make that foot touch your knee. Roll to the side, on the ground. Now we're going to roll again this way, and I'm going to assist you up on your feet, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Have you taken anything? Have you been drinking? Then why can't you stand up? You just don't feel like it, huh?
I said I don't feel right.
Don't feel right? Okay. I guess we'll put her in my car, and when EMS gets done in there, they can come over and check her out.
Look at her eyes. She looks like a human.
And inside the home, police discovered the lifeless bodies of both Maurice and Jaden. They had both been shot in the head in a bedroom. And after police arrested Lucas, officers then went into the house to clear the area surrounding the crime scene.
They said they haven't found it yet, but EMS moved a bunch of stuff, so we'll have to find it later. Once the detectives get done, worst comes to worst, I can bring the dog in and he can locate it.
I think it's on the bed, but they look around. Yeah. And I'm not trying to interrupt.
I got you. No, I got you.
So we did clear it out.
Cool. What do y'all need? You just want to get something?
I think they got everything at this point. She didn't have it with her, did she? Didn't throw it somewhere on the way out, did she?
I don't know. When I got here, she was laying face down in the bed. They said they cleared the house.
Yeah, she was on the driveway next door.
Get a notepad, notebook, and start taking the names of everybody going in.
Okay, I know that's kind of a little bit confusing. So,
Mount Washington's been raised. Thank you.
Matter of fact, here.
Where'd you at?
Yeah, so that's what confused me for just a minute. So, all right. So if you can,
What do you got?
register all that on couch. And the scene's in there, right? Yeah, the better. I believe it's all there.
What should be?
What's that? The neighbors only know 2 children. Okay. All right. Whenever I make the way out.
Try to get names. Names. Let us be names of everybody that come in here for the detective.
Yeah, I know.
We'll probably end up going to EMS after the fact.
Yeah.
Just saw it.
First one with the neighbor. The neighbor gentleman that Christine was out with. That's the one found him. Did he hear it? No, but he said he walked out to his truck to leave, and she was standing down there and collapsed on his driveway. He thought something was wrong with her.
Everybody's cleared up. You bring down all your people's names. I got it.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Well, what we'll do is
If we need to, we can try it with the gun. But I want to get the detectives here first.
we'll go, we can get you all the names now, or I'll have them go straight back. Is he getting them now?
If you can, yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, I'll have them go back and do the report. And I'll trick you out there.
That's 81.
You hear him out there?
Huh?
You hear him out there?
Next truck.
He ain't happy. That woman's on the other side.
Yes. Oh, you got her.
Yeah, she's in my car.
She wasn't injured. I didn't see any injuries on her.
Looks like she peed herself.
Yeah, she crossed.
Now, at this point, detectives show up and a responding officer relays the timeline of events.
So, yeah, it's this house. From my understanding, those are the neighbors. She ran to their house. When I got here, she was laying down over there, handcuffed. Hillview had already cuffed her. Both the children in there, they're loading them up. They're going to transport them. They have not found a gun. Hillview said they weren't going to search. They made sure the house was clear for EMS to go in. They went in.
Hillview?
No, that's yeah. You got Kenny James and one of their sergeants up there cleared the house, but they said they didn't want to look for the gun until y'all done what y'all needed to do. I've got the suspect in my car. She has not been Mirandized. She's on the other side. You all right? We'll get EMS check you out, all right, before we leave here. Okay?
Emergency responders then carry out the little boys, Jaden and Maurice, on stretchers to take them to a local children's hospital where they were later pronounced dead.
Basic.
So was she handcuffed when you got here, Bob? Kitty's got your handcuffs. James, I traded them out in case we all got mixed up. You wouldn't take off of yours. So he's got your cuffs. I got Billy's in there getting everybody's names and numbers down for that crime scene log. So we can fill it out later. He's just etching it out real quick. Oh, it finally calmed down. So what I'm guessing, she came out of the house and ran over there and told him.
She passed out. She was laying down when he came out. The ring doorbell notified me somebody was outside. She came out and seen her laying there, hollering at her husband, beating over. Asked her what was up. She said something about her two kids being inside and he walked over her.
More detectives arrived to assess this absolutely horrific scene. And although Lucas really hadn't said much to law enforcement up until this point, she did ask one chilling question to a responding officer.
Got a weapon? No, they have not found the weapon yet. They said they did go in and clear the house, make sure it was safe for EMS.
Why was she cuffed? Why was she taken?
Because she apparently admitted to someone that she shot her kids.
We don't know
Was her dad or was this guy here that said she did?
She come over here, fell out in the driveway. His wife seen it, which Christina got a statement from him. She got him, and apparently she told him that she shot her kids. He went over and looked and seen them, and then came over here and called.
And this is this guy right here?
Yeah. The gentleman in the green shirt and the female in the black pants and green shirt, Christina got a statement from them. I changed out the handcuffs so we didn't have to worry about that. Got her off of her face, rolled her over on her butt, got her up, put her in my car, turned the AC on.
She was told she was detained, right?
Oh, yeah, she knew. The only thing she has said to me since that is, are they still alive?
Now, before she was taken into custody for questioning, emergency responders conducted a wellness check on Tiffany Lucas, who told them she hadn't been feeling well.
All right, EMS is going to check you out, all right? Take this off of you.
Look at her
Don't step out for me so I can check you out. You want her to sit on the bed or what?
Yeah.
the way she's holding her mouth.
Which way you want her head? That way?
Sit right there. Pull that head up.
There you go. Sit down right there. Turn your feet that way.
Are you hurt anywhere? Where are you hurt? I need to get her.
Yeah.
Talk to me. You can't talk to me.
All she told me was she didn't feel right. Okay. I got her up off the ground.
Tell me your name. We're just here to help you. Can you tell us? Can you tell us how you're feeling, or anything like that? Are you injured? Does anything hurt?
All we were told is she made it to the neighbor's house and passed out. He come out, found her that way, and then she
You have
woke up
anything
and
hurt
told
on you at all? Daniel, you got scissors. All right, I'm gonna cut your sweater off here. Make sure that you're not injured anywhere.
She got child support on that
If you want her to lean forward, she's handcuffed. That's what she ain't moving her hand.
Yeah. Huh? You don't call
Kyle? I think he went to help escort the kids. He just took off out of here.
Y'all built
Yeah. We'll get her info. We'll just call over and get it down.
And if you can get that too.
Yeah. So you go over here to see the little powwow by Kenny James.
Yeah.
You go over and get one of their numbers. That's one of the detectives that'll take the lead on this. They'll be able to get you everything. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you something real quick. Can you answer me? Do you have any weapons on you? No? Okay.
Have you done any narcotics or anything today? No alcohol, nothing like that. Blood pressure now, sugar up. Yeah. Just gonna feel poking the finger here. This is your old. I'm gonna set it right here. Come out of it.
I thought I had one. I just couldn't think of grabbing it.
Christina's done.
Okay, cool.
Billy's clear. We're gonna have to answer all the bills.
If they want to do that, then they can use that from now on. If you want. If you don't, we can just throw it in the car. I don't care. She's good?
No injuries on her or anything that we can see. Back up here. All right, step off the side of the stretcher.
Step back off. You're going to get back in my car.
Look at her face.
Right there.
You can just tell there's something wrong. I mean, her babies are laying in there no longer.
Scoot your butt over.
And she's like emotionless completely.
At the time of her arrest, Lucas was transported to the Bullitt County Sheriff's Office for further questioning. And she first told investigators that she had shot herself in the ear, but no visible wound was ever found.
Lean back.
Hello. Oh, you're not?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
True. And look at her. Like,
We're going in over here. Watch the rocks. You tenderfooted? Okay. Okay. Staying here with him. I'm gonna get my wand. Okay. I'm gonna do that myself since.
you can tell that like she doesn't do anything. You know, she's still in her pajamas, which I mean, listen, even when I was working 70 hours a week, I worked from home with my headset on, so I'd wear my bathrobe all day at my computer. But you can tell she ain't working. You know, she ain't got no job. She's staying at home is what it looks like to me. And I could be wrong, but looks to me like she stays at home all day, don't do anything but get high. And I'll pull it up after this and we'll watch the sentencing too. The little boy's dad, one of the dads, because they had two different fathers. One of the dads gets up and gives his victim's impact statement. And he tells in that him and his sisters, he had sisters, that they were always trying to get that little boy, his son. But she was one of those mommies that kept the kids away from their dad. More money, give me more money, or, you know, they just use the kids as pawns to get back at the ex for whatever reason. And we see it happen all the time. But that was what I got. That's the perception I got about her. Yeah.
You got a light? Will this light turn on?
Look at her.
Okay. That's just a wand, okay? It's just to check in. You got anything on you? Nothing? Just the handcuffs? Yeah. They're just picking the handcuffs and ankle bracelet. Okay. You got a necklace on? Earrings?
I shot myself.
Huh?
I shot myself in the head.
You what?
Shot myself in my ear.
You shot yourself in the ear? What's here?
That's a,
I
It's
don't see
red.
anything.
She might have tried to hit. Well, that one's red too, so I don't think it. Look
There's
at
no, there's nothing there.
Okay.
Okay.
Where you?
We're gonna take her back to the interview room. I gotta go in and turn it on, so we're gonna wait till I get there, and that way we can review her and just keep an eye on her, okay?
Okay.
So,
You want to have EMS come over just by what she just?
yeah, start over here, and then,
A 910 right now. Can you start EMS over here to SOS code 1B5?
I'll tell you what. You got your camera going?
Yes, it's still going.
We're having a seat in that chair until EMS comes to check it out, okay?
And even when additional personnel checked on Lucas for injuries, they couldn't find the wound to her ear.
We brought her through the door, and she claims that she stated she shot herself in the ear. We checked, didn't see anything, but we're going to have EMS come check her out. I'm going to go ahead and give her, I know you're going to talk to her, but I'm going to give her Miranda rights because she's made a statement about the neighborhood. I just don't want her to say her just free speech or just openly let her talk. Okay.
What year did you supposed to do that? One again?
I did. I'm not.
Right, okay.
You know what?
Okay, all right, we'll see you in a few minutes then. Okay,
Got her smiling.
all right, bye.
You ain't shot nothing now.
Mm-mm. What about, you said the neighborhood? Okay.
You was showing something now? You was showing something, you said? Yeah, he did.
Huh?
He said you ain't showing nothing now.
It's not.
It was earlier. That's why
It was
you-
vibrating, but
That's why you asked about the earrings in.
right, but it could be
Yeah.
it could be coming up with your handcuffs.
Yeah,
Now she starts getting froggy.
that's why it was vibrating. People aren't right.
Who ain't right?
People are not right. They're preying on children. It's just not right.
You Miranda?
No, Rick said not to.
Yeah, I caught a bracelet on her ankle. The handcuffs back. But as I was coming up and going around her, it was going off again when she said she shot herself in the ear. Okay. If I just stayed up by her ear, I'm not seeing nothing. That's supposedly
He
the one she
did,
said.
though. He did, didn't he? He said, "Do you got earrings in?" Didn't he?
Okay,
It's on
calm
camera.
down. It's okay.
That don't have nothing to do with it.
It means everything. You're up. You're sick.
Yeah.
She just freaks out and goes nuts.
No, I'm not seeing anything. Get another set of vitals and we'll go from there.
Okay.
I also spoke with Colonel Alex Payne from the sheriff's office about this, and he indicated that this idea that she maybe had tried to hurt herself didn't really hold water. Now, from there, Lucas was taken into the interrogation room.
Second door.
I'll do that. Thank you.
And like I said, he'll be here to talk to you in just a few minutes.
Good question.
She just sat back against it and went out for a second and collapsed over to the side for a moment.
When? Just now?
2 minutes ago.
Okay. Are you okay? You feel like you're gonna collapse again, or? Okay. Are you thirsty? Let's, hold on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna take her and handcuff her to this rail.
Okay.
That way you're not. Is that better?
I like this detective.
This is where I stand up
I've seen
on it.
this before.
Turn face up wall.
Do you move everyone's step too?
Huh?
Do you move?
Do I?
No.
Go ahead, you can ask me. What you got?
Look at his face.
She claims I move. I told her I'm not a person that sits still. I move constantly.
Yeah, I've got that jittery.
Now, I just want to make a comment here, y'all. And we've just heard this guy for just a few seconds. A few words have come out of his mouth. But can you guys see a difference between him and Matt Easter? The way that the detective for the Kentucky Attorney General's office, the way that, and I mean, this woman red-runged her 2 children, right? And you're going to see how awesome this detective does. But I was very underwhelmed. I was not impressed with how he spoke to them. I mean, granted, they're different. Sabrina and Jennifer were victims, but they were also not innocent, with certain things. And so I just thought that was a big thing for me. As soon as I heard this detective, that's what I thought about, was how much, I don't know, it was just his demeanor. It's his demeanor, how he speaks to her. I was impressed. Still am.
Always happy. Of course, I'm pretty
You got her.
He moves to every sound.
Huh? You what?
Here, let me slide the chair closer.
Yeah. Go over there. There you go. How's that? You want to speed up a little bit?
I'm not gonna resist. Can just listen. I'm not a mean person. No, I seem ugly, but I'm not. I feel like I have a manipulative.
Hi, sweet Tater. Hi, how you doing?
will manipulate my children, manipulating my
Camera
mind,
down the fan.
all them game systems, and just everything.
The games? You said?
Yeah, like PlayStations, all the games the kids play.
Yeah.
It manipulates their mind and then it gets your mind.
Yeah.
Let me get her a bottle of water.
Is that a video you're watching?
See what I can find.
Okay.
Pull your camera down some from the fan.
Later on, Lucas became visibly agitated.
See, as soon as you walked in. Why is it doing that?
My phone.
As soon as you walk in the door? That's weird, right?
It's weird.
It's weird. As soon as people walk, sounds, that's not right.
Let me shut this.
See?
Let me shut this.
It's not right. See?
Not for right now.
Okay.
Every time I say something, your phone's going off.
Believe me, I wish it wasn't going off. So my phone's going off.
God, right.
Hmm?
God. Oh, wait.
What's your name, hon?
Tiffany.
How do you spell it?
Tiffany.
Tiffany. What's your last name?
Lucas.
Lucas?
You know my name.
I've got it in there, but I swear to God, it's in there, and I didn't
It
feel
was
like
written
I
on
was.
everything in the back of the police cars.
I'm telling
I've
you,
seen it.
I don't
No,
have. I
I've
can go in
seen
the
it.
other room and get it.
No, in the
I'm
back
just
of the
letting
police
you
cars,
know.
there's white things with Lucas written on them. I've seen it.
Really?
Yes.
I have not seen that. I have not seen that. What's your middle name? Right. Do you have a middle name? What is it?
I have two.
Oh.
And Kevin.
And Catherine?
And then she tells police this bizarre story of potentially being manipulated into murdering her children before completely breaking down.
Well, I'm going to talk to you today about what happened earlier, okay? But can you tell me a little bit about yourself? I mean, where are you from, or where you grew up, or anything like that?
I know I look crazy, but I'm not.
Huh?
Because I know I look crazy, but I'm not crazy.
I don't think you look crazy. I'm just trying to. If I'm going to talk to someone, I'd rather know who they are. I can tell you a little bit about me.
I love my children.
You tell me a little bit about you. Okay.
I love my children. I love my boys so much.
I know.
I wouldn't hurt them, but I just feel like I didn't. I felt back, and I didn't. I was letting them play the video games, and I wasn't like focusing how I was supposed to, And they get that video game and the YouTube and the kids. It just messes their minds up to where people can manipulate their parents or do whatever they want. And I feel like someone put something upon my house or me or something. Like, I just don't feel right. I'm not like I don't do this. I love my kids.
How old are your boys?
Jaden's 9, March 6.
By the way, I have to be clear about something. We had known that she had spoken with police and essentially confessed, but we never really saw this. This is the first time we're ever seeing these conversations. Now, Lucas would go on to tell police that the boys' deaths were accidental and that the gun must have discharged at some point after she had left it in the bedroom. But police dismissed her explanations. They quickly came to a very disturbing and real conclusion that the deaths of Maurice and Jaden, they were deliberate acts of violence committed by their own mother. Now, Lucas initially pleaded not guilty, but in a change of heart, she changed her plea, admitted to the murders, and she left her fate in the hands of the judge. This was an open plea. In other words, she pleads guilty to the charges, but there's no negotiated sentence with prosecutors. There's no plea deal here. In the end, the judge, the Honorable Rodney Burris, he would make the decision about what her punishment should be. And he certainly made quite the decision, because Tiffany Lucas was sentenced to life in prison for the murders of her own sons, Maurice Baker Jr. and Jaden Howard. And according to Kentucky Commonwealth law, she will be eligible for parole, likely after 20 years. Now, I spoke with Bailey Taylor, the prosecuting attorney in this case. He said it is very unlikely that she will make parole. But as it currently stands, that is the fate of the 33-year-old. So
Okay. So let me get off of that and I'll pull up the victim impact statements for Tiffany Lucas sentencing. Okay. I don't know if this is just her. Let's see. Okay, well, here's the grandmother. We'll watch it, and I think it has the aunts testify too.
As you step up inside the witness box around the corner there. When you get up in the witness box, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony which you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Have a seat there in the black chair. Make yourself comfortable. Pull up to that microphone as close as you can, and please speak loudly when questioned. Mr. Taylor.
Ms. Rowan, I understand you're very upset, so if you need some time to compose yourself, we'll allow it. Would you like to proceed?
I'm ready.
Ms. Rowan, you are Jaden's grandmother, is that correct?
Yes.
And would you like to address the court with your victim impact statement?
Yes.
When you're ready, go ahead.
You know we love Jaden and Maurice. You know Jaden was the only thing we had left. And you took him from us. You know I had already lost his dad. And then my other son. And then you took Jaden. You have ripped our lives apart. And you know that you could have gave them kids to us. And we would have took care of them. But you have been selfish. My heart is in pieces. And you know that you have always had a place to drop them off. You took him from me, and I hurt every day. Every second of the day, I hurt. And I hope they get 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole. I want you to suffer just like I'm suffering right now. They did not deserve that. You took my little man from me. And we all love him so much, Jaden and Maurice. Oh, I remember the time he called me. Nana told me he loved me. And it took him forever to come with me. But Jaden is our blood. Oh God, oh Lord, give me strength. You have hurt so many people, Tiffany. Jane had cousins that loved him. Melody and Torn. Torn sleeps with a teddy bear and a picture of Jane every night. I don't have nothing else to say. She just knows she knows she done ripped us apart.
Mr. Taylor, any additional questions?
No other questions.
Any questions from the defense?
No.
Is this witness free to be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome to have a seat back in the courtroom or leave the courthouse. Who does the Commonwealth call next?
Call Bobby Baker.
Ms. Baker, could you please go around the witness box, right up this way, around over here.
They're worried.
My goodness, you can
Somebody
just
will
feel the pain that Regina Rowling is feeling. She is the grandmother of victim Jaden Howard. And even though Maurice Baker isn't her blood, she even noted how eventually he started calling her Nana, too, as she was a grandma to both of those beautiful boys, and told Tiffany Lucas, you know, you always had a place to drop them off. So if she no longer wanted her kids, they had a place to go with the loving grandmother we just saw. That was moving. I tell you what, I don't know how there's not, it could be a dry eye in that courtroom right now after that. That was tough. And the heartbreak's going to continue for her. It's not over today. This is just some closure today with sentence.
And I hope they give you 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole.
Regina Rowling addressing defendant Tiffany Lucas, talking about how Tiffany brutally took the lives of her little grandson Jaden and his brother Maurice Baker, who loved Regina just like his own grandmother. He called her Nana. Now, let's go to the next impact statement. This is going to be from Maurice's aunt. Let's take a look.
Maurice, but I consider myself Jaden's aunt as well.
I understand. Would you please read your impact statement for the court?
He's a pretty girl.
Tiffany, on November 8th, 2023, you changed the lives of 2 beautiful boys. You broke my brother's heart, my heart, and the heart of anyone who have encountered them. Jaden and Maurice didn't see you for who you really are. They loved you so much, but at the end of the day, you became what children their age fear the most, a monster. Not for 1 minute do I believe, like you said, you were in a hard spot. You had support in so many ways that you could have used. Like I often told you when we spoke, being a good mom is also making the decision that you can't give the boys the best life and allowing another parent to step in. But you refused to do so selfishly because it wouldn't align with what social media saw. Instead, you decided to play God and decide the boy's faith. I often see these court shows where the defendants are forgiven by the victim's family, but not today, not by me. I will never forgive you. I struggle and often wonder what else kind of pain did they endure at the hands of you before you ultimately took their life. Part of this statement I was gonna write, I hope every day you close your eyes that they haunt you, but I don't. You don't deserve to see them, and they shouldn't see you. If he decides to give you any kind of leniency today and grant you parole at some point, Bitch, I'll be there at every parole hearing.
There you go, honey.
I'll be there at every parole hearing.
Hold on, man.
I love it.
They may have more questions.
I have no further questions.
Questions from the defendant.
He said, "Itch, I'm gonna be there."
Mr. Taylor, who is Commonwealth Contact?
Naomi Crawford.
Ms. Crawford, would you please go around past the witness box and watch your step as you step inside? When you're inside the witness box, please turn around, face me, and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony which you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Please have a seat in the chair. Pull up that black microphone as closely as you can and speak loudly with the question.
I don't know how she sat through
Mr.
it.
Taylor.
And Ms. Crawford, what's your relationship to the victims in this case? Maurice?
Yes.
And what would you like to tell the court?
I just want to tell the court and Major Tiffany that you took away our chance to have a relationship with my nephew. When my brother called me, I wonder how he's doing, and I asked him, I'm so quick, I hope he's okay. Because I remember how you broke him. So at 12:30 at night when he calls me, if I don't answer that phone, if I don't see that phone call, I'm in such agony because I wonder, is he okay? Do you need me? That's my answer to him. His son is gone. You can never bring him back. And there is nothing and no amount of time that this court could give you that is fair. Life expectancy is about 70 years. You took 60 from them. Anything less than 60 for both of them, for each of them, is not even enough.
I have no further questions.
Any questions from the defense?
No.
Thank you, ma'am. Is she free to be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may either go back to your seat or leave forward.
Oh, this case is so heartbreaking and so frustrating, isn't it? You see all of these wonderful women getting up there and talking about how much they love these babies. Any of them would have taken them, I'm sure. They didn't have to die. Let me bring in our law enforcement analyst guest now, somebody who's a tremendous victims advocate. She has her own show, Break the Case with Jennifer Coffindeffer, retired FBI special agent Jen Coffindeffer here with us. Good morning to you, my friend. Oh, I know this breaks your heart. Tell us what you're thinking as you're watching this, please.
You know, it's so hard to listen to, Julie, but I love how our country does these sentencing hearings because you get to see the pain inflicted on all the people left behind. But Julie, I want to focus for just 1 second on the pain inflicted on these two boys. The hardest part about this case for me is that she shot them in the head. She took their faces from them. And I don't mean to get so graphic, but it's just so brutal. And I truly believe this is a case that deserves life without parole.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Jen. She deserves the harshest punishment possible.
She took their faces from them. Did you all hear that? She took their faces from them. That just kills me. Let's see. Victim impact statement from Dad. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. It's this one.
Oh Lord, give me strength.
All right, let me get it. We've already watched her. Okay.
That my nephew was killed. That he was murdered. He was murdered by someone that was supposed to be a protector, to love him unconditionally. You had options. You had options you chose not to take.
This was just in November. of this year.
There were resources you chose not to take. Regardless if it was drugs, regardless if you were dealing with depression, people deal with that every day. It was a choice you made not to get help.
Samaya Jones, the victim's cousin, she had trouble even talking about it when it was her turn.
I can't really speak right now because it's so hard to process everything that's been going on.
Take your time.
Especially with me dealing with other problems, and then it's just everything is so hard to process right now. I'm shaking trying to talk, especially just sitting here in front of her, seeing her. It's hard. And waking up every morning and realizing what's really happened, that it's true, and that it's no bringing them back is really hard to deal with.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to the court?
I just wanted to ask Tiffany, did you ever love your voice? Did you ever, how long have you been playing this? Because I don't really think that you'll be able to do this to somebody that you love. Especially with you being a mama. You're not supposed to do this to your own kids. I don't have kids myself, but I know this. You're supposed to protect them and protect them. Instead, you hurt us.
The next witness, Nikki Gregory, was Jaden's stepmother, and she also blasted Tiffany Lucas for refusing to allow anyone else to step in and help her care for the 6 and 9-year-olds, because if that was the case, maybe they would still be alive.
Look at them.
I have been in Jaden's life since he was 6 months old. While I'm thankful for the time I had with him, it was too short.
This was his stepmom.
Charlie Howard is 4 years old, and she has already lost her father, and he took her only brother. Both very tragic. Now I have to explain what happened to him by the hands of his own mother. I enjoyed dropping him off and picking him up from school. I enjoyed playing his favorite songs on the way home. I would cherish our family vacations at the beach. He was so scared of the ocean waves that all he wanted to do was go to the pool. And he swam so much that he would be asleep before the sun went down. I will miss his smile and his laugh. While I was pregnant, Jaden was very protective and loving of my stomach. He would rub and kiss it. He enjoyed being a big brother to little Reese, but now he was going to be a big brother to a little girl. My daughter will not be able to share any family vacation experiences. She will never be able to call him to tell him to come over and play with her. Now all she has are pictures and a dinosaur stuffed animal he used to sleep with. And now the pictures are going further and further back on my phone. Throughout the years, both sides of the family tried to help you with your drug addiction and your poor choices. Countless times. You have been neglecting them, and both sides try to put those kids in a better place. You want to play the crazy card, you want to act like you couldn't handle life. Them boys had the support and love they needed. They didn't need you. What you did was evil, selfish, and hateful. There isn't anything the judge can sentence you to make this easier. Them boys were innocent, and I wish you were facing the death penalty. You don't deserve to breathe the same air as us. I wish they would bury you under the jail cell. You don't deserve a tombstone. You don't deserve to be remembered. But since that isn't an option, I hope the judge takes your freedom and never, ever gives it back.
Now, the final witness was Maurice Baker Sr. So this is the father to the little boy often called Reese. And he told the judge that he begged Tiffany Lucas to let him spend more time with his son, but she refused.
Ever since my son was born, I begged Tiffany for my son on so many different occasions because of drug use, the prostitution that she did, and the other way she had him in a harmful situation. I didn't just lose Maurice November the 8th. I lost my son really the day he was born. because ever since he was born, she held my son over my head. I begged her so many times to keep him out of harmful situations. Yeah, I cursed her. I threatened her. I did a lot. But only on behalf of my son. I begged her. She knew it's simple drug abuse. It's manipulation. I called around. There's not nobody in this courtroom I haven't called and talked from my family to her family that haven't heard about me asking for my son and wondering what was going on with him. She kept him from me for a year straight.
This should have been prevented.
So many birthdays he missed. I have a party.
If this dad and his whole family tried like he said they did through the courts, and she didn't let him see that little boy for over a year, something should have been done. See, that's another part of our broken criminal justice system. This could have been prevented.
She never let me come. I begged her. The last message, the last time I texted her, I asked her, please, can I just talk to my son? She ignored me. I'm asking that the court give her the maximum punishment. I'll never see my son again. Jaden's family will never see them again. Anything less than the maximum punishment for her doing this to them will be unjust. They don't have a second chance. She chose to take drugs, put them in that situation. There was people begging for those kids, not just me as a father. It's aunties, cousins, her family members. Of course she had a breakdown. Methamphetamine does that. Opiates does that. You took the choice to do those drugs. I've been in prison before. I took and for the consequences. Choices I've made, I suffer consequences. She needed consequences. She's always been able to manipulate.
Now, maybe not surprisingly, no one spoke on behalf of Tiffany Lucas. And I will tell you, during closing arguments, the defense team seemed to argue that despite her mental health struggles, Tiffany Lucas was a good mom. As you can imagine, that got snickers from the gallery. And also, there was an admonishment from the judge.
Tiffany Lucas was a devoted mother who showed her love for her children.
Folks, this is a court of law. Outbursts will not be tolerated. Now, if you cannot maintain your composure while the other side presents their argument, I'm going to ask you to leave now. I don't want to hold anybody in contempt. That's not what needs to happen at this point.
And after some reflection, Judge Rodney Burris had his decision.
A mother is more than the giving of life. It is providing food, clothing, shelter, but more importantly, love and security. I cannot imagine the sheer horror these children must have experienced seeing their mother with a gun. The sheer horror that second child had as he heard the discharge of that weapon for the first child. And maybe even both of them seeing their mother pull the trigger, taking their life. Count one, the court will adjudge the defendant guilty of the offense of murder and fix her sentence at life in prison. On count two, the court will adjudge the defendant guilty of the offense of murder and fix her sentence at life in prison.
In the end, Lucas will become eligible for parole after serving the first 20 years of her sentence. And this is a part of Kentucky Commonwealth law that has surprised a lot of people.
Kentucky's method of incarceration for felony offenses is what's referred to as indeterminate sentencing. It can be somewhat difficult to follow if you don't deal with it every day. But ultimately, the court has to assume that the components of the judicial system, which includes the executive branch's parole board, will be followed to the laws.
After court adjourned, Bobby Baker spoke with our photographer, reiterating her promise to be at any and all parole hearings that Lucas might have in the future.
She should have gotten more. life is 20 years. So in 20 years, she'll go up for parole. And I'll be there. She had support from every one of us, including my brother's girlfriend. Like, she had support. You had a psychotic break because you did meth. Let's tell it what it is. You all can paint this. I had a horrible childhood. We can paint this picture all we want to. Yes, things happen in childhood, but you made the decision to take their life. You did that. And the only reason I feel like she decided on the move they made today and allowing the judge to sentence her versus a jury is because she could have ended up with more time. I know what it is with her. That's why I spoke directly to her, and she knows I'm not playing. She didn't deserve them, and like I told the judge before, when they took custody, you will ruin them, and that's what happened. The only peace I have in this is knowing that you can't hurt them anymore. And I'm pissed.
Bless her, Lord.
Nobody's gonna ever be able to fix my brother's heart. Nobody can fix that.
So clearly, just a tragic, senseless loss of life that had ripple effects through multiple families and the community. That's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar, everybody. Thank you.
Absolutely just heart-wrenching. Hi there, Mommy. Try to unmute your mic. I muted you, and now I can't get you unmuted. There you go.
Was I talking to myself?
No, I muted it. I muted it when the doggy started barking.
Oh, did they bark? I guess I hear them bark so much I don't pay any attention. It's a really sad state of affairs, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think, and I mean, I feel like I'm always criticizing something, but I feel like that could have been preventable. How many people had went to the courts trying to get help for those kids, whether it be custody, whether it be social services? They, I mean, how if it would have been me, honey, they would have took mine right out of the house. But how does that work? How do these children keep getting lost?
Sometimes people just slip through the system. They just, the system fails them and they just slip through. But look at there. That didn't look a bit good, did it?
That's all right.
So that's all I'm going to say is it was just, the system wasn't tight enough around them.
Yeah, well, it's heartbreaking. It sure is. We've got some crazy cases. Before you jumped on here, we looked at a case in Kentucky where an actress, she used to be an actress, and she was a witchy woman. She dismembered her mommy and cooked her on the stove.
Well, let me tell you now, I'm not going to taste very good. I'll be very tough.
Yeah. That's great. But this methamphetamine is just out. It's a whole nother world, y'all, and it's
people get psychotic on it bad.
Well, that's what this woman did. She had a complete psychotic break with reality, and she pew-pewed both of her children in the face and took their precious little faces from them. That will stay in my.
She cut them when you said take their faces. You mean she cut them off?
No, she pew-pewed. She must have pew-pewed them in the face. That's what that woman said. She said she took their faces from them.
Yeah, well, I wondered what they meant by that. And she shot him in the face.
Yeah, Jessica Jackson says that's what I said too, Sweet Tater. I'm tough, gristle, salty, and bitter.
Nobody be wanting to eat me.
I like that you're covering Kentucky news for your peeps. Absolutely.
There's some pretty bizarre cases there you stir up.
Yeah, well, so what we're going to do Sunday, we're planning for a marathon. We are just a little bit below 10,000 subscribers. So we're going to have a marathon on Sunday, and we're going to go for 10,000 on Sunday. So hopefully by the time our marathon is over Sunday evening, we'll have hit 10,000 subscribers.
Well, all right.
Yeah, and we're going to cover a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of these cases that I've been wanting to cover, but we just don't have enough time in every show. So Sunday we're going to have a great time, and we will do some of our Discord stuff with our members and anybody else who wants to pitch in and help us on the channel. And so, but we will see you guys tomorrow night at 7, as usual. We'll have a great show tomorrow and get ready for Sunday. Do you have how was your day, Mom?
Oh, it was busy. I had my radio show.
Well, you look awful pretty in yellow.
Oh, thank you. I had to go back for a meeting.
Oh, yeah. Me and Mama Duck had us a meeting today too. So, yes, progress, y'all. We are a work in progress. Indie Girl 57 says she made the choices. She's 100% the sole perpetrator. The family is not to blame, in my opinion. I don't think so either. It was all her. I think that the courts should have listened more. I think social services could have got involved, or at least they could have addressed emergency custody, emergency temporary custody. Heck, I don't know, but the cases are awful sad. And I also wanted to say, I looked on here. Couple of our people in our chat was talking about losing their children. You guys, my prayers are with each and every one of you all. One thing about our channels, we have a really great supportive chat. We've got a great chat, got a great channel. If anybody's struggling, needs a friend, needs somebody to talk to, reach out. We got a ton of mods. Hillbillycrime@gmail.com. Send us an email. We'll talk to you. Share a little and spread a little love. Spread a little hillbilly, chickabilly love. Chickabilly. All right. Well, you guys have a great rest of your night. We love and appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you for being members. Thank you for coming to our channel, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right. Stay warm. Stay blessed. Peace out, Girl Scout. Bye, Mommy. Love you.